What is up guys, welcome to HITC Football. In this video I want to make an 11 of the best players, in my opinion, going to the tournament. And to give myself a little bit of a challenge, I can only pick one player per country. Let me know who do you think will be the striker of this team without watching the rest of the video, of course. Let me know in the comments down below who you think is the striker, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also like the video if you enjoy it. I'm not gonna keep you guys waiting any longer, let's get right into this 11. In goal I have Thibaut Courtois from Belgium. And there are so many great players that I could pick from Belgium. Kevin De Bruyne could have also been my pick, he's absolutely ridiculous. But you know what, I went with Courtois because I think that this guy is a little bit underrated and also completely valued at the same time, because he was 7th at the Ballon d'Or rankings this year, and as a goalkeeper, let's be honest, that is very decent. But he himself had a different idea, because he said immediately after winning the prize for the best goalkeeper of that year that he should have been ranked higher, and to be fair, he makes somewhat of a point. He was absolutely ridiculous against Chelsea, PSG, against Liverpool as well. This guy was definitely one of the most important players for Real Madrid last season. In La Liga he was also absolutely insane for the club as they won the title. So yeah, on the one hand you want to give him more recognition, but 7th in the Ballon d'Or ranking as a goalkeeper, that's just the reality. As a goalkeeper you have less chance of winning the trophy, of getting in the top 3 than for example a striker, a midfielder to an extent, but yeah, strikers will always be the winners. They scored a goal. Scoring goals is the most difficult part of the game, and as a goalkeeper you can be super important. We saw that with Courtois last season, but in the end you're not gonna win a Ballon d'Or. It's just how it is. Lev Yashin was the only goalkeeper ever to win the Ballon d'Or, and in my opinion I don't really see a goalkeeper winning it anytime soon. But let's put that aside. Courtois is an unbelievable goalkeeper. It definitely showed last season, like I said, and in my opinion this guy is the best goalkeeper in the world, the best goalkeeper at the tournament, so naturally he has to make it into my 11. Next up, it's time for the right back, and this is a Moroccan player. So you're probably thinking, okay, this must be Hakimi, he's a good player, it makes sense, but no, I'm actually going with a different Moroccan right back, one that isn't playing for PSG but for Bayern Munich instead, because I'm picking Noussair Mazraoui. And sure, we all know how good Hakimi is. Was decent at Real Madrid, very good at Dortmund, now very good at PSG. But Mazraoui is now currently playing for Bayern Munich after leaving Ajax on a free. He's doing an outstanding job there, and for me his whole road to getting where he is right now, for me it just makes him a very special player, and that's why I pick him in this 11. Because maybe Mazraoui's good form has kind of gone under the radar, because the player, like I said, joined Bayern Munich on a free from Ajax last summer, and nobody really expected much from him apart from probably the people at Bayern Munich. I also knew that he was a great player at Ajax. We're noticing right now that we're definitely missing him in the team. But I don't blame you if you thought Mazraoui to Bayern Munich on a free. They already have Benjamin Pavard, why is this guy going to play? But the fact that he's now a starter for Bayern Munich ahead of Pavard in the right back position shows that this guy truly showed himself in the last couple of weeks. Mazraoui is arguably one of the most technical right backs that's playing the game right now. In the Ajax Youth Academy this guy played basically everywhere, but he was mostly a midfielder. He broke through as a midfielder as well until Erik ten Hag put him in right back, and for years he was absolutely unbelievable for Ajax, and he's doing the same thing for Bayern Munich now. So believe me, you would want this guy in your team, and I'm definitely putting him in my best 11 going to the World Cup. Next up, it's time for a center back from South Korea. You're probably thinking, center back from South Korea makes your best 11, but believe me, this guy deserves to be in this team. He's having an unbelievable season for Napoli, truly broke through this season, and Min Jae Kim, please forgive me if I didn't say that right, deserves to be in this 11. This guy has been absolutely insane this season, and no, I'm not just following the hype. I don't really think that this guy gets hyped a lot though, but believe me, I've seen this guy play. He played against my team Ajax. Ridiculous, truly ridiculous. This center back is no joke. I have no idea where Napoli got this guy from, where they found him, where they scouted him, but it's safe to say that these guys did a damn good job of getting this guy to the club. He's not the only big talent that they got to the club this season. I don't know what Napoli have done in the summer, but all of their business has literally been 10 out of 10. Think about Kvaratskhelia for example, but we're not talking about him today. We're talking about Min Jae Kim, truly a rock at the back. He's also scored 2 goals in 13 Serie A appearances as well. Napoli are top of the league. They went top of their Champions League Group 2. This team currently looks unbeatable. So in this team, I definitely want a piece of that. So Min Jae Kim, definitely will be one of the best center backs to watch out for at the World Cup. And partnering him in the center back position, obviously, is Ruben Dias. And now you can see why I didn't pick Ronaldo, because honestly, I'd rather have Ruben Dias in my team over Cristiano Ronaldo at the moment. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. In every other situation, I would go Ronaldo over Ruben Dias every single day. But this season, I just can't. He doesn't justify being in this 11. But his Portuguese teammate, Ruben Dias, definitely deserves to be in this 11. The 25-year-old midfielder immediately became the Premier League player of the season in his first season in the Premier League. That was absolutely insane. I mean, how much of an impact can you actually make after signing for a new club in one of the most difficult leagues in the world? That alone is already impressive, but since then, Ruben Dias never looked back. This season he has also been great for Manchester City. He didn't really play everything, made 12 appearances Davies has only played 75% of the available minutes. I'm saying only, but 75% is still pretty decent. Played in every single Champions League game this season for Manchester City, apart from one. And in that competition, he also managed to get his first goal this season. But scoring goals is not what Ruben Dias is about, because defending is his main priority, and he is pretty good at that. The centre-back partnership of Ruben Dias and Min Jae Kim to me sounds like a very, very good centre-back partnership. We already have a great player in right back, so we need another great player on the left-hand side. And that player for me is Alphonso Davies. Arguably the best player that Canada have in their squad right now. Alphonso Davies is a left back, but he's everywhere on that left-hand side. And sometimes you forget that this guy is only 22 years old. I really think that this guy has a great future ahead of him. And I think there's way more to come for this guy, but he already deserves to be in this 11. It's time to move on to the midfield, and if any team in the world would be able to get these three players in the same midfield, it would honestly be done for all the other clubs in that league. And I think it's pretty good to start off with this player. He comes from England. You guys already know who it's gonna be. Jude Bellingham, of course. Bellingham has been in top form going into the World Cup. I'm not gonna lie, this comes at the perfect moment for England. Bellingham already has 11 goal contributions in 21 games so far, which is absolutely ridiculous from the position that he's playing in on the field. And especially if you think about the fact that 9 of those 11 goal contributions are goals. A center midfielder who has already scored 9 goals across all competitions in 21 games. That is truly ridiculous. And a minor detail as well, this guy is only 19 years old. And I have a feeling that this could be one of the standout players at the tournament. And again, you could argue that some other English players could also be in this 11. I can only pick one, and my pick definitely goes to Bellingham, because I think that he's great this season. But also in Harry Kane's and Foden's position, I have 2 other players that are absolutely out of this world. And unfortunately, you can't have everything. Bellingham gets into this team, and I just think that it's time to move on to the next player, because also this one is such a great player. He comes from my home nation, the Netherlands. Is he a holding midfielder? Is he an attacking midfielder? For some reason, that is something that Xavi seems to be struggling with. But put Frenkie de Jong in that midfield position, in that number 6 role, where he doesn't have to be involved in the attack all the time, and this guy truly is one of the best midfielders in the entire world. And I understand that Xavi has Busquets still, who's playing that role, but if I can give you some advice, Xavi, you're definitely watching this, so for sure you're going to listen. If Sergio Busquets leaves at the end of the season, keep Frenkie de Jong at the club, let him play in his position, and believe me, you will have one of the best midfielders in the entire world. And if you want to see how Frenkie de Jong plays in that position, you can watch old games from Ajax, or during the World Cup, you can just watch the Netherlands, because Louis van Gaal will clearly put him in his best position, and that way you will be able to see how truly ridiculously good this guy actually is. And even though at Barcelona in the beginning of the season he had limited game time, he's getting into the starting 11 more and more, and he already chipped in with 2 goals and 1 assist, very important ones as well. But scoring goals is not his quality, dictating play is. And just imagine this midfield, Bellingham and Frenkie de Jong, and the player we're going to talk about right now. Because Bellingham and Frenkie de Jong in this team can play in a little bit of a reserved role, because we're playing with a number 10, and that number 10 is Neymar. The position that he will most likely play for the Seleção as well. And you can talk about Neymar's antics off the field as much as you like, because some people clearly don't like him, but you have to recognize, even if you don't like him, that on the pitch this guy is an absolute baller. And if you disagree, just listen to these statistics, because I'm not having it. If you're saying that Neymar is a bad player, then I'm sorry, but I have to be honest, you are talking utter nonsense, because 27 goal contributions in 19 games so far this season. Does that sound normal to you? Because to me, it doesn't. To me, that sounds like a player that definitely knows what he's doing. And of course, I know that a lot of you guys are going to say he's doing it in Ligue 1, a competition that is just a farmers league, and yes, to an extent, I agree with you. But if Neymar is that bad of a player, how come he also has 5 goal contributions in 5 Champions League games? Against the likes of Juventus, Benfica side who's running riot in the Champions League and in the Portuguese league this season. Soon enough, this guy is to become Brazil's all-time top scorer. So if you still want to say that Neymar is a bad player, I think that you're running out of arguments. Brazil is an amazing team, Neymar clearly is the best of all of them. And with the form that Neymar is in right now, Brazil have a very good chance of making it to the finals and arguably winning the entire competition. And if Neymar becomes their top scorer of all time, wins the World Cup, then we have to put some respect on this name, because this guy needs to be remembered as a legend. It's time to move on to the right wing, and this guy doesn't really always play there anymore for his club. He played there for the biggest part of his career. He's Neymar's teammate. He's also in amazing form right now. At the age of 37, Ronaldo didn't make it into this team, but the 35-year-old Messi clearly deserves to be in here. His first season at PSG last campaign was a little bit of a disappointment, but this season Messi seems to be enjoying his time at the club again, and basically generally enjoying football again. Just like Neymar, his numbers are absolutely ridiculous this season. He has 26 goal contributions in only 18 games. 8 of those came in the Champions League, which clearly shows how great this guy is right now. This is going to be Messi's last World Cup. There's no way that he will play in 4 years again. So this has to be the last time to settle the debate. And I'm not talking about the Ronaldo-Messi debate, because, you know, I don't really want to talk about that, even though I think that Messi is the better player. But let's just focus on Argentina. Maradona obviously is their legend. He's definitely in the top 3 players to ever play the game. The argument that people always say is that he won the World Cup, but if Messi also wins the World Cup, for me it's clear. Messi will be the best player that Argentina ever produced. And that's a pretty bold claim, I know. Maradona was truly ridiculous, but I mean, to do it for this long, Messi has done it for like 16, 17 years. At the highest stage, consistently ripping up defenses, scoring goals, just dictating play. So even if he doesn't win the World Cup, this guy deserves to go down in the history books as the best player to ever do it. The striker of this 11 is another old player, a 34-year-old. That's currently playing for Messi's old club Barcelona, because it's pretty difficult to ignore Lewandowski's numbers this season for his new club. Is he the best striker in the world? I can't really say that. I think Erling Haaland is that right now, but I can't pick him in this team because Norway didn't qualify for the tournament. We won't be seeing Haaland at the tournament, but we will be seeing Lewandowski, and I'm pretty sure that he will score a few goals at the tournament. Because over the season, he has already been practicing, scoring 18 times in 19 games across all competitions. And Poland are in a group with Argentina, Saudi Arabia and Mexico, so if they want to get out of that group, they will need Lewandowski to help them. And you're probably wondering, we haven't had a French player yet, which is pretty surprising since they have insane squad depth, some absolutely ridiculous players. But sometimes you have to save the best for last, because the best French player in my opinion is Kylian Mbappe. And again, his numbers this season are ridiculous, so of course you can't leave him out of this 11. Just like Lewandowski, 18 goals in 19 games, and I just realized that I put the entire front 3 of PSG in this team. I mean, I can't help it, they have some great players, they are all in form right now. And luckily they're all from different nations, because I would not be able to pick between these 3. Off the pitch, the chemistry between these 3 might not always be the best, but on the pitch these guys know how to put on a show. Mbappe is going to his 2nd World Cup after winning the first time around. Just after the tournament, Mbappe will turn 24. Winning a World Cup might be a great way to celebrate his birthday. But objectively looking, yes, France have a great team. I don't think they have the best team. I don't think they will win it again this year, but surely they're gonna come far. And when you have a player like Mbappe in your team, truly everything can happen. So guys, that's the video done. Let me know in the comments down below which player deserves to be in this team. And if you have some spare time, let me know your best 11 in the comments down below as well. Be sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, click my videos on the end screen right now, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.